This is the history of Howard Stern. Fellow CCC disc jockey Brian Battles.
Fred worked at the station first. He was a part-timer. And I got to know Fred when I got hired as a part-timer. This was probably like 79. And then the morning guy, Roscoe, left. So they brought him in, and he was nobody. He was another guy, another radio guy.
Brian Battles.
Hey, Freddie, guess who's on the phone? Brian Battles.
No kidding.
This is a guy we used to work with at WCCC.
Really?
In Hartford. Hey, Brian, this guy's funny. This guy, you got to hear this. I was doing morning radio in Connecticut, and I'm on the air, and I hated it because I was the morning guy. I had to back time into Paul Harvey. Then I had to go collect local news, and I had to be the newsman and the funny, stupid DJ and play records, and no producer, nothing. So I mean, you were working your tail off. It was actually like physical labor, you know.
It was a real job.
One time, this guy walks in, and he's a big guy. I'm in the middle of trying to back time into Paul Harvey. Isn't that when you did this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You mind me telling this?
No, go ahead.
All right. All of a sudden, he whips it out while I'm opening the mic, and he lays it down right on the console.
Oh, no.
So I'm on the air, and I'm going, and I'm trying to back time. And you got to understand, these guys would fire you if you didn't back time right. I get yelled at for this. So I'm like, okay, everybody, WCCC. All of a sudden, I look over, this guy's schlong, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I take a record album, and I swat his wiener. I go to swat his wiener. He pulled it away quick. I almost got him in the wiener. This is all going on while I'm doing the show.
That queer put his wiener
Hey, you
on the
queer,
console.
what do you got the wiener out there for, boy? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had lots of fun. We used to tape delay the show that ran. He had a 15-minute one at noon.
Yeah.
And one time we held the tape back.
Oh, yeah. This is great. Brian did this. This guy's funny. So you have to tape Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
So, you know, he goes, and that's the news. And then he pauses a real long time, and he goes,
And now you know.
and now you know the rest of the story.
Well,
and then you go,
now you know, and then the rest of the story could take a minute
no,
before he gets
that was the part. He would say good day, but he'd make you wait for the good day.
That's
Yeah,
it.
he ended it with Paul Harvey. Good day.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Brian went in and taped him, and it went like this. This is literally what you heard on the air. And now you know the rest of the story. This is Paul Harvey.
How long?
How long did you let it go?
I think about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes.
my God.
And it just was dead. And
You
people,
could hear the compressors coming up.
Oh, that's
it was
too funny.
dead air. They went, good day.
And then we were real tight right into the next spot. You know?
It was funny. It was funny. When this guy whipped out his wiener was the funniest thing I ever saw. Ah, man, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It actually wasn't fun. We're making it sound like it was fun. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brian was like one of those guys you were glad when he came in the room because
Right.
it was fun. I was at NBC Radio, and I got to NBC, and they were ripping apart my act. They basically had disassembled the whole show. Robin wasn't on the show. Fred, they reluctantly let him come in, but they wouldn't let him talk.
Did Fred work with you in Washington?
Yeah.
He did. Right, you were there, and so you guys worked with these guys, the think tank, right?
Yeah. So we worked with these guys at Think Tank. Of course, I had a friend, Brian Battles, who I knew from radio, who worked with me in Hartford. So I said, hey, Brian, you mind coming up and doing the first couple of shows with me? And, you know, if something grabs you, let that crazy laugh of yours out. And you'll just be in the background. You won't even be mic'd. Thought it would be funny because no one, on NBC, you never heard anything like that.
Nobody was laughing.
Everything was very sterile. So Brian comes up all the way from Hartford. He's excited.
To laugh,
and just kind of be part of the ambiance of the room.
It's a good gig, man.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, help me get through the first day. So let's see what happens, kind of thing. And we do the first show. And Pig Vomit, the program director, Pig Virus, he writes me an immediate email. He goes, I don't know Brian Battles. He goes, but if I ever see him in that studio again or hear of him in the building, I will have him thrown out and evicted. I don't want anybody laughing on the show.
Wow.
Can you imagine getting a memo like that?
No.
I'll have the guy thrown out.
But anyway, I get this memo, and everyone at NBC gets the memo, too. Like, this was part of the humiliation of working at NBC.
That's unbelievable. He
Yeah.
said, I don't want anyone laughing.
Yeah, he didn't understand why this guy was in the studio. He had not bargained for it, nor had it been approved by him. This is how horrible my life was then. I mean, so anyway, so Brian, poor Brian, Brian couldn't even be part of our show, and somehow I me in my wormy way went, hey, Brian, I didn't want to insult him by saying the pig virus. Never want him in the studio again.
Right, you'll be arrested and thrown out.
So I just basically never gave him a reason why he was back or whatever. I don't know what I